It seems everybody on the internet has the formula for success. People have been investing in stock markets since they were in their diapers. They have been doing everything right. And by the age of 20, they are set up for success for an entire lifetime. But there is another group of people, maybe like you and me, people who took things a little slower, who were exploring, who were curious, who were working really hard. We were taught to put our heads down, work hard, and that somehow the results would come. This video is for my friends who are Gen X or Millennials. If you are worried that you have fallen behind, I want to convince you that you have not. And I want to show you why you are perfectly poised for success. Now, maybe more than ever before, you have an advantage that nobody else does. I want to share with you what that is so you can implement it starting today. Hi, I'm Steph. I help busy adults complete meaningful dream projects quickly and become who they want to be, one messy, playful experiment at a time. I want to be a little bit vulnerable here with you and share why this video came to be. I was talking with my husband and we were looking back at our lives and different lessons we've learned along the way. I started really thinking through my life experiences. And then one thought came to me. And when it came, it sucked. It sucked because I knew it was true. And my thought was this: I gave up on my dreams too easily. And it's true. When I think back on my life, I see a pattern of time and time again where I get really excited by a goal or a dream. I get really motivated and I'd start going. And I'm not the type to take things slow or take little steps. I throw myself into it. I swing for the fences. So I would go big, get excited, and then something would happen and it would crush me. And I would feel bad for myself. So I'd want to comfort myself and take a step back. And I'd say, it's okay, you can get back to this tomorrow. But what would happen is I would blink and months would go by. And this happened again and again. And don't get me wrong, I am very happy with my life and I've had some amazing accomplishments along the way. But I can't help but think, would those accomplishments have happened sooner? Or would I be further along in different ways if I would have kept going and not taken those breaks? When I realized this truth, I committed to two things. One, I'm going to be much more resilient and consistent with my dreams. And I'm going to work really hard to help others with theirs. And number two, I'm going to look for the silver lining. Being a millennial or a Gen X, what are those benefits to starting today? I created that list and now I want to share it with you. Advantage number one. You know the best things come to those who wait. You weren't raised with your shows and movies on demand, and we didn't have millions of songs in our pocket. You had to wait. Your favorite show would come on once a week, so you had to wait a whole week for an episode. And if you didn't like that episode, or worse, if it was a cliffhanger, you'd have to wait until the next week to find out the resolution. We were taught to wait again and again. The benefit? Well, now that's a huge advantage to you. Delayed gratification is a secret ingredient behind anything meaningful. Dream projects are exciting at the very beginning because that's when you're getting your ideas and you're getting momentum. But around the messy middle, it's very easy for people to quit because they don't want to wait to see the culmination of all their efforts. But for you, you know how to wait. You know how to put your head down, work hard, and trust that the rewards will come. So you can be more resilient and more consistent than some of your competitors. You also know how to do real hard work. You lived in a time before the technology, before the support, before all the gadgets. So you know how to do things analog. You know what it takes to take a project all the way to completion. And this is huge because now you can be the experienced expert and use all the new technologies and advancements. This could be like your support staff to help carry your dreams across the finish line. For people who are raised around technology, every new software platform just seems like a new gadget, and they may not be as appreciative or see the opportunity in it that you do. So let's make this actionable. I want to ask you if there's any dreams or past projects that you might have put to the side or just assumed you couldn't do them because you couldn't do them 20 years ago. Is there anything worth bringing to the forefront again today and using the new technologies or programs in order to be your support system and get that dream across the finish line? If so, write that dream down and schedule it. Advantage number two. You were raised to connect with others. If you were raised before social media, the internet, and all these advanced technologies took over, then you were trained on how to connect with people. I know everybody knows how to connect with people to some respect, but you got on the ground day-to-day training. If you had a simple question, you had to call somebody on the phone. If you had a big question, you had to call somebody on the phone. My point is this. We connected with each other for everything, either over the phone or in person. And that is a lot of hours of people time. It's like a PhD in people. And no matter how much the world changes, people skills are hugely important. Being able to listen, to see and connect with people is a huge superpower, and one that you have just by being raised in the generation you were. So let's make it actionable. Connection is everything. I want you to take a moment to think of someone you haven't connected with for a while that you would love to be back in touch with. I would encourage you to think of who truly makes you happy. Who from your life or from your past, when you think of them, you think, oh, I'd really like that person back in my story again. Write it down and schedule a time to reach out to them. You could do it via social media, you could do it via a post, or you can do it the old-fashioned way and just give them a call. Advantage number 3, you have perspective. When you are young, it feels like you are invincible and life will go on forever. As you get older, you get more and more appreciative of your life and the minutes you have here. You also get to be more selective of how you choose to spend your time. And here's an important truth. You only go through this life once, so it's up to you to make it what you want it to be. It's about contribution, connection, love, growth, development. These ingredients and more are what make up your life. You also realize that you are still growing and evolving. And this is great because that means even if you pull an old dream from your past into your present, you will see it differently and you'll approach it differently just because of the mere fact that you have new experiences and new perspective on it. This is your life, and if the curtain hasn't closed yet, you still have time. So make it whatever you want it to be. So let's make this actionable. I want you to write down what is that one dream or project you most want to see completed while you are here on Earth. Write it down, and if you're up for it, my suggestion would be to schedule it. And if you want additional support to move on that big dream project, join us inside the Crayon Playbook membership. Everybody is moving on their dream projects together as we become who we want to be, one messy, playful experiment at a time. And now on to the final advantage. And this one might be the most freeing one of them all. You know yourself and you are done obsessing over what others think. There is a saying that goes something like this. When you're in your 20s, you obsess over what everyone thinks of you. When you're in your 40s, you don't really care what anybody thinks of you. And when you're in your 60s, you realize that nobody was thinking of you at all anyhow. Yeah, it might sound a little bit harsh, but the point is that everybody is obsessed over their own world. Everybody has their own little movie going with their own characters and their own storyline, where they are the main character. So they're not really looking at you and me as much as we think they are. And this is very freeing because this means that you are at the perfect age to move on your dreams and your projects. You can take more risks and more chances without having to fit in with what others want for you. This is the time to do it. This is the time to move. In Bronnie Ware's book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, she states that the number one regret is, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. There are so many people in the world right now who want to move on their dreams, but who won't because they are very concerned about what others will think of them and how they will look. But not you. You are perfectly positioned to take those chances, to swing for the fences, and to know that what others think of you is not really that important. And this is what held me back all those years ago. When I looked back at that pattern of me taking a big risk but then pulling back, it was usually because somebody said something or passed a judgment, because every time I doubted myself, it was me saying that I believed their opinion more than my own. But that was 20-year-old me. Now today, I feel a lot more confident, a lot more able, and sure, I'll still make mistakes. In fact, in our group, we talk about messy, playful experiments because you have to give yourself the freedom and the ability to go out there and make those mistakes and make things messy. But through the messiness and through the play is where you get to the really good stuff. So let's make it actionable. What is one brave thing that you feel equipped to do today that you were not capable of doing back when you were younger. And this is why you have a huge advantage. You have worked for years with delayed gratification. That is your superpower. You also know how to deeply connect with humans, and no matter how much our world changes, it always comes back to humans. You have a PhD in people, and you have perspective. You know that life is valuable and every minute counts. You also know that your dreams are valuable and shouldn't be left on the back burner because of what other people say or think. You know that your perspective is just as valuable as anybody else's. And I want to close this out with my favorite quote by Maya Angelou. She said, "See the future as your career, as your job. This is not a rehearsal. This is your life." And there you have it. For all my Gen X and millennial friends out there, now is the time to get back to yourself and move on those dreams, projects, and goals. You know your capabilities and you know your limits, but do you? New research is showing us why for most of us, our perceived limits are nowhere near the truth. And in fact, a lot of the messaging we received growing up is dead wrong. I'm going deep into the research to show why your perceived limits probably need to be questioned. That'll be my next video, so I'll see you there.